If you keep breaking rules after a loss, it's not because you're weak. It's because your brain runs a predictable loop under stress. Today, I'll show you the loop and the exact protocol to break it in real time. By the end, you'll have a simple system you can use before your next session, even if you're a beginner and you still get shaky hands after a red trade. This is for you if you've ever had a green day and then gave it back fast. Or if you know your plan, you can explain it perfectly. But in the moment, you don't follow it. You don't need another strategy right now. You need a way to stop the spiral when it starts. We'll cover 3 parts. What's actually happening in your brain when revenge trading kicks in. The rules that stop it, simple and measurable, so you can't interpret them when you're emotional. And a quick AI journaling setup that helps you spot your triggers faster without letting AI trade for you. Here's the moment it usually starts. You take a normal loss, not a disaster, just a planned loss. But the second the position closes, you feel heat in your chest and your mind goes straight to one thought: I have to get it back. You tell yourself something that sounds responsible. I'm just going to take one clean setup and recover. I'm just going to stay focused. I'm just going to not end the day red. And your body feels it. Tunnel vision, tight jaw, fast scanning. The chart starts looking like it's moving against you personally. Then you do the thing you swear you don't do. You oversize. You chase. You take a lower quality setup. You move your stop. You click again too fast. And the result is always the same. The second loss hurts more than the first, not because of money, because now it feels like you're losing control of yourself. In a minute, I'll show you the exact decision point where this becomes optional, not automatic. Most traders miss it because it happens in seconds, and by the time they realize it, they're already in the next trade. Let's name what's going on in a way you can remember mid-session. I call it the revenge loop. It has 4 parts, and once you see it, you start catching it earlier. First comes the trigger. A loss, a missed move, a chop day where nothing feels clean, or even a win that you gave back. Then comes the story, the meaning your brain attaches to it. I'm behind, I'm stupid, I can't trade, I need to make it back right now. Then comes the impulse, urgency, tunnel vision, that physical need to act. And finally, the action. You break the rule that normally protects you. Be honest, what's your most common trigger? A loss, a missed move, or boredom and chop? Comment one word. You'll be shocked how many traders share the same trigger, and it makes you feel less alone and more fixable. Here's the truth that beginners need to hear early. Revenge trading isn't primarily a discipline problem. It's a nervous system problem. Discipline fails when your system is overloaded. Motivation doesn't save you when your body thinks you're in danger. You don't need hype. You need a protocol. And this isn't just a motivational opinion. Across many broker disclosures under ESME-style rules, a large majority of retail CFD accounts lose money, often around 3/4 or more. The market isn't only beating people with complexity. It's beating them with predictable human reactions, repeated day after day. Now let's make it painfully relatable. You take a loss and immediately feel like you're down. Not just down money, down status, down competence, down confidence. Your brain wants to restore balance, and it thinks speed equals control. So you hunt for a trade that will erase the feeling, not the loss. The feeling. That's why you can revenge trade even with a tiny loss. It's not the size. It's what the loss means to you in that moment. This also explains why you can revenge trade after a win. You feel good, you get loose, you give back a chunk, and now the story becomes, I can't let the market take this from me. So you fight to protect the emotional high you had 10 minutes ago. Quick myth bust, because this matters. Most traders try to fix revenge trading by saying, I need discipline. But discipline is not a feeling you summon. It's a structure you follow when feelings get loud. If your rules are vague, your emotions will interpret them. If your rules are measurable, your emotions can complain, but they can't negotiate. Now you're going to build the protocol. It's simple on purpose. If it's complicated, you won't do it when you're triggered. And the only time you need it is when you're triggered. First is state change. When the trigger hits, you don't think your way out. You interrupt your body. Hands off the mouse for 10 seconds. Literally remove your hand. Stand up. One slow exhale, longer out than in. Then sit back down. That's it. 10 seconds. If you do nothing else, do that. Because your worst clicks happen while your body is in act now mode. Here's the micro summary so far. Interrupt the body before you try to fix the mind. Second is one sentence that returns you to process. Say it the same way every time, so it becomes automatic. My job is to execute my edge over the next 20 trades, not fix this feeling right now. Say it out loud if you can. Whisper it if you have to. The point is to break the story that this one trade must be repaired immediately. Your brain will argue. Let it argue. You're not trying to feel calm. You're trying to behave like a professional while you feel it. Third is a hard constraint that makes relapse harder. This is where most traders fail because they keep everything flexible. And flexibility is where revenge lives. Pick one constraint and make it non-negotiable. After a loss, the next trade must be half size, or you wait 15 minutes before any new position. No exceptions. If you hate both options, good. That means it will work, because revenge hates friction. You're building a speed bump for your worst version of you. Micro summary. Interrupt. Truth sentence constraint. Now you earn the next trade. Requalify the setup. Ask 3 questions, slowly enough that you can't lie to yourself. Is my setup actually here, or am I chasing? Where is invalidation, the exact point that proves me wrong? Is my size appropriate for this volatility, or am I using size to change my mood? If any answer is shaky, no trade. Not forever. Just not now. Most revenge trading is simply taking a trade before it's earned. This step forces you to earn it again. Here's why this works. In beginner language. Under stress, your brain wants certainty and relief. It will label any click as a plan if it reduces discomfort. This protocol blocks that. It creates a pause long enough to regain control and constraints strong enough to keep you from sprinting back into pain. There's also a reason losses trigger revenge so fast. Kahneman and Tversky's research on prospect theory showed that losses generally feel roughly about twice as powerful as equivalent gains feel good. So that first loss doesn't feel like a small event. It can feel like an emergency. Your job is not to argue with that feeling. Your job is to stop obeying it. Let's run a realistic replay so this doesn't feel like theory. You take a clean loss on a valid setup. The trade wasn't bad. It just didn't work. You feel the urge to jump back in. Old you immediately starts scanning. You see something that looks close enough. You enter fast. You're slightly bigger than normal because you want to make it back. Price wiggles, you tighten, you cut early, then you re-enter, then you move a stop, and within minutes, you're not trading anymore. You're repairing your nervous system with clicks. Now new you, using the protocol. The loss hits, you go hands off for 10 seconds. Stand up, one slow exhale, sit. You say the truth sentence, next 20 trades, not right now. You apply the constraint, half size, or wait. Then you requalify. Setup, invalidation, size. If it's not clean, you don't take it. The goal isn't to feel calm. The goal is correct behavior while you feel it. And here's the open loop closing. The decision point where revenge becomes optional is right after the loss, before the next click, when you still have a chance to change state and insert friction. That's the fork in the road. Miss it, and the loop runs you. Catch it, and you run the loop. Now the 10% AI coach segment. This is not AI predicting price. This is AI as a mirror. So you see your emotional patterns faster, without ego and without excuses. Revenge trading is hard to fix when your memory is emotional. Your brain will rewrite the session. It will blame the market. It will blame the news. It will blame the setup quality. Sometimes those are real factors. But patterns still show up, and patterns are trainable. Keep a simple log. Setup type. Rule followed, yes or no. Emotion intensity, 1 to 10. Sleep or stress, low to high. Time of day. Result in R, not dollars. After you have a set of trades, you paste the notes into an AI tool and you ask 3 things in plain language. Identify my top triggers that correlate with rule breaking. Create if-then rules I can execute in under 10 seconds. Give me a short post-session debrief that forces honesty. Then you use the output like a coach would. Not as truth, but as a starting point. If AI flags that your rule breaks spike after late mornings, or after 2 losses, or when emotion intensity is above 7, you don't argue with it. You build a constraint. If emotion is above 7, I stop live trading and review. If I break one rule, I end the session. If I take a loss and feel urgency, I must wait 15 minutes. If I'm tired, I trade smaller or I don't trade. AI doesn't trade for you. It helps you stop lying to you. One more stat that supports this in a practical way. Barber and Odeon's work on individual investors found that more frequent trading tends to be associated with lower performance, often explained by costs and poor timing. Revenge trading increases frequency. It feels like control, but it often pays like chaos. Now let's remove the common failure points fast, because this is where people say they tried journaling or tried discipline and it didn't work. Mistake 1 is a vague protocol. If your rule is be more disciplined, your emotions will interpret it. Fix it by making rules measurable. 10-second hands off, half size, 15-minute wait, end session after a rule break. Simple, specific. Mistake 2 is no hard stop. Traders say, I'll stop if I'm tilted, but tilt changes the definition of tilt. Fix it by making the stop objective. 1 rule break equals session over. 2 losses in a row equals mandatory break. Whatever you choose it before you're emotional. Mistake 3 is inconsistent journaling. People write a lot one day, then nothing for a week. Fix it by making it a 30-second template. Emotion number, rule followed yes or no. Trigger word, done. Mistake 4 is trying to win back discipline with a big comeback trade. That's revenge in a nicer outfit. Fix it by returning to the constraint. Half size or wait. Earn the next trade. If you're still watching, here's the implementation challenge that actually changes people. For your next 5 sessions, pick one trigger. Loss, FOMO, or boredom. Use the protocol exactly once per session, even if you think you don't need it. Especially if you think you don't need it. Then track only 2 things. Rule followed, yes or no. Emotion intensity, 1 to 10. That's it. 2 data points. Comment this so you commit publicly and help other traders at the same time. My trigger is blank. My rule will be blank. Now let's tighten the whole message into something you can remember when you're live. You're not broken. You're running a loop. Trigger, story, impulse, action. The fix is not motivation. The fix is a protocol that interrupts your body, resets your story, adds a constraint, and forces requalification. Interrupt. Truth sentence, constraint, requalify. Then use AI as a journaling coach so your patterns become obvious faster. And so you can turn vague, I need discipline, into specific, if-then rules your future self can actually follow. Here's the identity shift that makes it stick. You don't need to become a trader who never feels revenge. You need to become a trader who recognizes revenge early and refuses to fund it. You become a risk manager first, a trader second. Because revenge trading isn't a discipline problem. It's an emotional loop that steals your decision-making. And the moment you install a protocol, the loop stops being automatic. Subscribe to Mind for Trade. If you want trading psychology systems you can apply the same day. Plus the AI coach segment to catch your patterns faster without outsourcing your thinking. Hit like if you want the next video to go deeper on holding losers too long, because that's the next link in the chain for a lot of traders. Next, watch the video about cutting winners early, because if revenge trading is your acceleration problem, cutting winners early is your silent leak, and fixing both is how you stop giving your edge back.